in science class.
We are going to alternate from this one to that one. So everyone on this side, there's probably more space on that side.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's begin here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You can lean down, I think.
There you go, yes.
There you go.
Hi, so my name's Ray.
Hello.
Hi.
And I was just wondering, how do you think the girls' dynamic is going to change in season 4 after everything they've been through? Obviously it's been like a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
No spoilers, of course. But yeah, at the end of Volume 3, obviously we're dealing with some difficult subject matter. There's a little bit of a sadder tone. And now the 4 girls are separated. This is the first time that they've been apart since, before they came to Beacon. So yeah, you're going to see them go through some struggles that you haven't seen before, but they're going to try their best to get through it.
Yep, it'll be fun to see everyone individually and all their own stories. It'll be great. Get excited.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you.
Let's take it over here.
Hi, my name's Alex.
Hey, Alex.
What's up?
I'd like to know what each of your favourite scenes that you had to do in season 3 was.
Season 3.
Well, I'll say the same I said before. Barbara and I have a really sweet scene at the end of Volume 3 that was very poignant, and it's something that Ruby and Yang haven't gotten to do before, and it's a little bit different as a performance for our characters. So yeah, that was probably our favorite.
My favorite was definitely the Weiss and Winter scene when they are having tea and, she's talking to Winter and kind of learning a little bit more about herself, and that's something that we hadn't really seen from Weiss. She's a little bit more vulnerable there.
I really liked getting stabbed.
Who doesn't?
That was just a lot of fun.
I tried to save you!
You saved me, thank you.
I saved all of you. Just kidding. Just like Lindsay said, I think my favorite scene was definitely that last episode of Volume 3 when obviously there's been a big turn in Yang's character, and that was like a huge challenge for me because I'm so used to being this very upbeat, spunky, energetic, very motherly character, and then all of a sudden to be just completely defeated and given up. It was a big departure from what I normally do, so that was really cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's take it over here.
Hi, Emily, and I was wondering what your current favourite grim is, Ruby, and what new kinds you'd like to see in the future.
You are my current favorite Grimm. You look fantastic. I think that my favorite is the new one that was in the teaser trailer for anyone who's seen it. The Gorilla Grimm.
The gorilla, yep.
Grimmilla.
The Harambe
Agreed.
Grim.
Are we forgetting that there's a dragon Grim? How rad is that?
I like the Nevermore. That's always been my favorite
I
Grim,
know.
just because it's really epic.
I like the dead kind.
It's too late. You had your time.
It's a better answer. Damn it. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi there. Thanks for coming to London, everybody. You guys are amazing. I just want to ask, I might have heard somewhere that Miles and Kerry have about 20 years worth of material for RWBY. How true is this, and how much do you know?
Well, let me clarify. 20 years was a joke that I made in an
I was about to
interview
say,
once.
I got some job
and
security
The
now.
guy interviewing us went, okay, cool, 20 years. I was like, no, stop. But, Monty had seasons and seasons planned already, so you're going to be seeing RWBY for some time. We don't know how long, but for a while.
It's been 84 years. Yang, take your blood thinner.
On that note, before we move on to the next question, I heard rumors about a live-action RWBY and a Kickstarter. What are the thoughts on these rumors?
I have never heard of that
was gonna
before.
say,
that is a
If
rumor.
there is one, I would love to know.
Yeah.
This Jan Atkins tweeted at me and said, rumor is, and I know the fans here would love a live-action RWBY.
Yes.
So would we.
I'm going to just let
Yeah.
that sink in there. Yes.
Hey, this is kind of a question on you as actors. It's that how do you try to give your characters personality without dipping into the realms of Moe? Like, for instance, not making Ruby just another plucky underdog, not making Weiss just another rich girl.
Well, I feel like if you really want to break down any show, it could fall into the same tropes. But each character for us, you still have to consider different relationships or different things that come to the character. Like, you know, Ruby and Yang's sisterly relationship. That's a new thing for Ruby to be involved with. Or the first time she met Weiss, okay, now this is a new character that she's interacting with. How does this affect Ruby as a person? And I think also the biggest thing that helped me starting off with Ruby is knowing that her mother had passed away. And it's like, okay, that's something else that is new to this character that's unique.
And it's something, you know, that, you know, we as voice actors, this is our first, you know, character that we have ever voiced and played. So it's really, it's part of the whole development process, not only for our characters, but as ourselves, learning how to voice act in general. And so I think that that's also something that, you know, is a little bit different because it's what, you know, a lot of other voice actors or actresses, you know, they look at the character and they think about certain things, but we developed the characters. You know, there wasn't really an outline exactly what, you know, Weiss or Ruby or Blake or Yang needed to be. We kind of created the characters, you know, ourselves. Well, you know. Not,
Yeah, you're always going to be given kind of a cookie cutter initial idea because there are only so many ways one can be. But their own personal stories and things that happen to them and that kind of thing is what's going to make them more of a character and not just the same thing as every single other one who's might be similar.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to put as much as myself into the character as I can because I think that's, you know, a lot of Yang is based off of who I am as a person. So I feel like just doing that and trying to be myself in everything that I do with the character, I think helps separate that from a typical bubbly, energetic, busty blonde anime character, you know? So.
Just be true to yourself. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yes.
Salutations.
Rest in peace.
I was wondering if you had any Ruby-based puns.
Oh.
Nope. I think this question's for you guys.
Oh, man. My answer's looking grim, but I'm...
You don't know how long I've been waiting to answer this question. You know, it's really disarming to all of a sudden have this question. But I got to hand it to you that you've done a really great job.
God damn it, Bob.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Hey.
Let's have the microphone. What works this time? That's there. What? Out of the 3 soundtracks we have available, which would you say is your favorite song?
Favorite song?
Favorite song or musical piece? Just your background music.
My favorite is definitely Cold from the 3rd soundtrack, just because it has a lot of personal meaning and personal attachment to it and what it's actually for and dedicated to. So that's definitely my favorite song.
like Red Like Roses.
Yeah, I think the original intro song is always going to hold a special place in my heart because it still gives me goosebumps. It kind of gives you that idea of like, holy crap, this is how far we've come.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I've got 2. Definitely the intro songs. I still remember watching behind the stage at the first RTX when we were showing the first intro, and we were all freaking out like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. And then also Red Like Roses Part 2, because I listened to that to get in character for Ruby, since it's her and her mother speaking to each other, and it's very sad and, you know, intense.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, do you ever think that after Ruby left Yang to go be with the remains of Team Juniper, do you think you'd ever consider going back to visit Yang?
I'd like to, if she'd let me.
Hey.
She never
Hey, you
returns my
abandoned
calls.
me. You abandoned me, okay? I have one arm, and now I have no sister.
You're dead to me. I'm sure Ruby and Yang will get back together. Come on. How could they not?
Who knows?
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
And Vav, yes.
I'm the new government.
Thank God.
I was wondering, being an inspiring voice actress myself, how did you get into the roles of the characters and how did you decide what voices you were going to use for them?
Ooh, well, for Ruby, I mean, you can clearly hear a difference from Volume 1 to Volume 3, and I kind of wish I could record Volume 1 again. But we didn't know how innocent we wanted Ruby to sound, I guess is the best way to say it. But I like to get into character by finding what the character's theme song is. So for RWBY, whenever she's happy, I like to listen to anime intros because it's very upbeat and preppy. And again, when I have sadder scenes, I listen to Red Like Roses Part 2.
Well, when I first started to, try to find the Weiss voice, I actually sat in my closet with my iPhone with the voice recorder and probably for 2 hours just read the same line over and over again to figure out, okay, I think I like that sound. But then after I, would listen to them all, I was like, wait, how do I do that again? How do I make that voice? And so it's a lot of practice. And then at the same time to get into character, reading the script, I actually read the script first, all the other characters, and I try to see, okay, how would, in this situation, how would I feel? And kind of base that off of, Weiss and combine them both.
For Blake, it definitely took an age to kind of find her voice because she is so just, she's not monotoned, but she's definitely on a lower register. And it was a little difficult to make that sound interesting and not just like a dead fish, which I'm sure she wouldn't have a problem with.
She does
but
like
now
tuna.
after doing her, I'm a child. After voicing her for 3-4 years now, it's just kind of second nature walking into the booth and being like, I've got this. I know her. She is one with me.
When I first auditioned for Yang, just because we did auditions for our characters just as a formality, I tried doing actually a higher pitched voice because I felt like I needed to do something. I needed to change my voice. But it turns out that Miles and Carrie just liked my normal tone and my normal register. So they just said, just do it like you would do it. But definitely I would say if you're aspiring to do voice acting, try things out. Try imitating other characters that you see. Record yourself. See what you like and see what you're really good at and where your niche would be. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a line? I think all you guys do. A line that helps you get into character. Usually repeating one line helps. What do you guys have?
Yeah, I go.
What are you doing?
Yes.
The first line.
I don't have anything.
Aaron just goes,
Right.
What was yours, Barbs?
RWBY?
There you go. Yeah. Yep. And Yang. Yeah, I say Yang.
Give us some Yang.
I will say... Sorry.
It's all right.
I will say, though, that if you think that you can do a voice, but you can't yell in that voice, then you can't do that voice.
It's true.
I wonder if I could yell as Orf.
Hello.
Other favorite characters and why?
Ooh. Professor Port. I like that he doesn't have a mouth and his mustache just goes up and down like that.
I really like Nora because I think she's really sweet and just hilarious. And how can you not love her, right? Like,
Yeah, she's cutie.
I really love Neptune. I see you. I'm just in love with Neptune. I was just trying to think, like, what about Catfish?
Oh. It's a good ship name.
I just came up with that. Feeling pretty great right now.
I like a lot of the characters, but I think especially with the season 3 coming out, Crow is definitely one of my favorite characters, especially like Vic does such an amazing job with him, and he's just such an interesting, like, doesn't give a shit about anything character, and I love it. Pardon my language.
Barbara, there are children here.
Yeah,
Please.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Aurora, and I was really young skating the costumes today, and there are plenty to choose from, so I was wondering what your favorite fight scene is.
Ooh. Some of our favorites, like the food fight scene in Volume 2. We all love that a lot. Personally, I really like the Crow versus Winter fight because it's the first time that you get to see trained hunters and huntresses like in action.
trying to think. There's so many good ones, right? I really like the one, I don't know what, oh goodness, the one when we were the ones fighting. We always talk
You mean
in
every
we.
episode?
The one at the tournament.
I think it's the tournament one?
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I think, episode 1, right?
Yeah. I
Or
believe.
just Weiss and Yang?
When we're the team fighting. in
Oh,
the
when we
tournament, yeah.
fought Team Funky.
Yeah, that one, the battle. Yes, the Team Funky, thank you.
Yes.
That one. Words are hard.
I really like the highway one, but I think that's
Ooh,
mostly
that's good.
because at the end, the boys are gone eating noodles.
Yeah, I think it's a tie for me between season 1, episode 8, where they fight the Nevermore in the forest.
Yes.
That fight scene gives me chills every time I see it, when Ruby cuts the head off that Nevermore. And then also the highway fight scene where you finally see Yang's semblance, and she just like beats the crap out of that mech. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Bye, my liege.
Could you stand closer to the mic?
Closer to the mic.
My name's Charlie. I was wondering what your favorite ship is.
Hi, Charlie. That's my dad's name.
My favorite ship is Nuts and Dolts, which is Ruby and Penny, and I hope that one day that could still happen.
Well, I hope eventually Jean and Weiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
On 3.
Yes.
No.
3, 2, 1.
Bumblebee.
Obviously.
Erin wore her Bumblebee hairband thing today. Yeah, just for you guys.
I've got bumblebees in my hair.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
So I just want to ask, because you've been doing RWBY for about 3 odd years now, are there anything that you have, like, ever wished to change or you regrets from doing RWBY before?
No.
All of it.
We don't regret doing
No
RWBY
regrets.
at all. But yeah, as I've said, I really wish I could re-record Volume 1 just because it sounds so different from the voice now. But c'est la vie.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only regret, I would say, is when I did the trailer, the yellow trailer, that was actually after I recorded most of Volume 1. I had a really bad cold that day, and they're like, we need to get your lines for the trailer right now. So if you listen to the yellow trailer again, you could see that I'm, like, really blocked up.
I'm like, strawberry sunrise. No ice.
It's a Yang Neris mix.
Yeah.
I just know how much better we've all gotten and just with time. So I'd love to go back and revamp the first one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As far as RWBY Chibi is concerned, do you have any more plans to go with it, or no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to start back up when this volume of RWBY ends. I don't know if right away it's going to start back up, but I know they have plans to do more chibi.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'd love to.
Yeah, we want to do it for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Nana. Hi. I have like a double barrel thing, one for everyone and one for just Barbara. If you look at the episode 1 of season 1 and episode 1 of season 4, there's a big production value difference. Do you think it's going to continue to go like that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, this is it. We've plateaued.
Done.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to also consider when RWBY started, we had Monty animating almost everything by himself, and then he brought on Shane, and we had 2 people. But now we have, what, our
Like
crew,
80.
the crew's 80 animators? Yeah. And that's just animators. That's not including people who do the compositing and the lighting passes and the shadow passes and editing. We have
Oh,
a
yeah,
huge
that's
team.
included.
Well, and not to mention, it's,
Oh, it is? Okay, I'm a liar.
as technology improves too, over the years, then I'm sure, quality's going to get better and better.
My thing for Barbara is, we know that Yankees are not all right, but can she deal with what's left?
Can she deal? Oh.
I got it.
Get off the stage.
Oh, I get it.
On the stage!
I don't care. Get off the floor.
That was great.
Sit down.
Thank you.
I make the jokes.
So I have a question for Barbara. What are the chances that we'll see Gay with a robot arm and gauntlet attached to it?
I can't answer this. So many people ask me this question, and it's like, just watch the show. You'll find out.
I kind of want like Planet Terror style, where you like put a machine gun where your arm used to be.
I want her to just
go talk to
grow
Penny.
an arm back, but it's like a little mini like stupid
Pterodactyl.
arm.
This is my strong hand.
So it's just like a little like baby hand growing out of her arm.
High five, Yang.
It won't
That
actually
would be
happen.
so creepy.
Like a little pterodactyl.
Grab my strong hand.
Hello.
Hey, what's your favorite part of playing your character?
Ooh, good question.
I like playing someone who's different than how I am personality-wise. I'm very, very bubbly and excitable and nice, and, you know, Weiss is definitely a departure from my normal personality, so it's definitely fun to step out of your own skin and play someone else.
Yeah, like I manage a lot of people at work, so a lot of the times I'm thinking very professionally, and it's really nice to forget about all of that and go and be RWBY and be very hyper and fun and bubbly.
Yeah, I love that I can be a ninja cat. That's such a crazy thing that we have the ability to just be so many different things, and that's probably my favorite part, playing pretend. And plus she's got really luscious hair, and I'm very jealous of it.
I think my favorite part of playing Yang is just seeing the response to her as a character and seeing like all the fans that love her and people cosplay as her, for example. Just like everyone who looks up to each of our characters in different ways and could relate to them in some capacity. So it's cool getting to play that character and having someone look up to it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks. You look awesome.
Thank you. Hi, you all know the ship named Bumblebee, but do you know the ship named Titty Kitty?
That's awesome.
Titty Kitty?
Titty Kitty?
I have friends online, and they made that up, and I was sent here to tell you that.
That's amazing. Noted.
Have you heard the inappropriate ship name for Pyrrha and Blake?
Yes. Can I say it?
I'm not
Do it.
No. I think I know
What is it?
Cover your ears, children.
I'm going to say I don't think you can say
Yeah,
it.
don't
All right.
say it.
No.
But maybe
It's not
everyone
that bad.
Think it.
Barbara, you would think it wasn't bad.
It's another name for a cat plus magnet.
Yes.
That was good. Hello. Hi, Michael.
Ah.
Yeah,
That was the last
I really like when they did the play for Little Red Riding Hood. That was fun.
I really like the last one. The floor is lava.
The floor is lava. Yeah.
The floor is lava.
I waited so long for that to come out.
Oh, do we have feedback?
Who's hot?
What?
No one
Sorry,
knows what that
we-
means.
There's feedback on stage. It's you.
We good.
Is it your microphone?
Maybe.
It's you.
Okay. Maybe it's that one.
It's not me.
Okay.
It's everybody.
My favorite one was when Yang got Blake the tea kettle.
And she loved the box.
And she's like, oh my God, thank you. And she takes it out and then just uses the box.
Pop in the box.
I love that one.
I forgot about that one.
Thank you.
It is good, yeah. Thanks.
I called it a tea kettle. I meant a teapot. I'm dumb.
I'm a little teapot.
Hi everyone.
You look awesome.
Enjoying England.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I just want to ask, there's a lot of interesting semblances in RWBY, and if you could have one of those semblances for use in everyday life, which one would it be?
Can I make up my own? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I
would,
like Blake's.
Yeah, Blake's is pretty
Shadow
cool.
and just leave.
I would choose Yang's. I mean, if, you know, I would get a paper cut and then instantly be stronger. You know, it's like, I would love something like that.
Every time you brush your
don't
hair and
know.
one hair falls out, you just...
I might take the easy way out and just say Blake's.
We just really like ourselves.
Yeah.
Probably
really
if I had to think about it
interested.
though, I'd go with Pyrrha, just because it'd be awesome to be like, she's like Magneto, basically.
Oh, yeah. Still Blake.
Thank you. Yes. I think you can lift that microphone if you like.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
What's been your favourite line so far to spend forward to that
Ooh, I won't spoil anything, but my favorite is a really intense emotional part for RWBY, and the line is, leave her alone. And for anyone who knows that moment, that was awesome and very rewarding as an actor to, you know, express a lot of emotion and different feelings in 3 simple words.
It's going to have to be in Volume 4 that y'all will see. So stay tuned.
I really liked the I'm so sorry at the end of 3, just because I've never really felt so much while recording. So that one for myself, but yeah, that's good.
Nailed it. It's my favorite.
Aaron,
In case you didn't get that.
Aaron, you made me tear up a little bit. Stop it.
What?
I started crying a little bit. You're like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I forgot about that line.
Aren't I just so good?
Yes.
That makes me really happy.
Oh, nice.
Barely see you at the moment because I've got my glasses on. But voice acting wise, with recording lines, which scene was the most annoying or the hardest to voice?
It was
I'm so sorry.
That's too, yeah. It was hard for me to figure out how Ruby would laugh and cry. And I know it sounds weird, but since I shift my voice too, like yelling with her is fine, but those other two were a little bit wonky.
I think when we first see Y, it's I think the first time you see Y smile and she gets really excited. Oh my gosh, she's just so cute. It was so much fun to do because for the first time it wasn't, are you kidding me? You know, one of those kind of sarcastic lines. And I was like, ooh, Weiss is excited? She gets to smile? This is new to me. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I thought the hardest ones were when Blake was actually being kind of funny or when she was laughing. Like the tuna scene with the fish in the bowls. It's like, I don't know how to do this, but I did it.
For me, it was definitely, I forget which episode, I think it was episode 6 in Volume 1, where, maybe Volume 2, where we have a talk.
Oh yeah, Volume 2 in the classroom?
In the classroom, yeah. Where Yang is like telling about her backstory. Because Miles and Carrie wanted me to do it like I was not sad about it, but just like reminiscing, but still trying to get through to Blake. So it was like a lot of different emotions that I had to convey in like basically a monologue. So that was challenging for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we are out of time. I know this was a short panel, but thank you all so much for coming. Please make sure you check the schedules and see where you can find the ladies of RWBY for signings and photos. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank y'all so much. We love you.